Victor Boniface. Victor Boniface. When I was initially planning the schedule for this week's conversation on the Nigeria FC podcast, I had it as Victor Boniface to join AC Milan. That's what I thought we're going to be talking about. When we spoke on the podcast 2 weeks ago and we said, who was the Nigerian player in the biggest club? We mentioned Samuel Chukwueze at AC Milan as Nigerian player in the biggest club. And we hinted Bayer Leverkusen as potentially the second biggest one. So when I saw that was rather Boniface was going to be joining AC Milan, I said, you know what? I'll take it. He's not playing at Bayer Leverkusen. He needs a new opportunity. A historically big team, now a very average team like AC Milan comes calling. Maybe he can go there and revive himself. Maybe he can go there and help them to get back into like the Champions League, or something. But everything seemed to be going the way it was supposed to go. And then at the medical stage, AC Milan saw things apparently that they did not like, and they refused to make the deal happen. There is the potential that they wanted to go back and renegotiate with Bayer Leverkusen. That prompted the Bayer Leverkusen sporting director or chairman to come out and say that if Boniface returns to Bayer Leverkusen, then the deal is completely off. Because, sometimes these clubs, maybe they see something and they say, we do not know that he has this injury history. So maybe they might want to change the terms of the loan, that if he gets injured, maybe Bayer Leverkusen will be the one covering the salary within that period. Or maybe, okay, we'll reduce the loan fee because there's potential for him to get injured. Things like that. But Bayer Leverkusen said, no, see, the player is even in a much better condition than when we got him ourselves. So you see, as you see, I'm lying to collect. If you don't want, you don't want. And ultimately, AC Milan said they do not want. So Victor Boniface has returned to Bayer Leverkusen, and we wait to see or hear the next thing for him in his career. A lot of things have happened after. But Smith, before we get into all those things that happened after, let's just simply talk about the move that did not materialize. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about this potential medical that was filled by Victor Boniface?
I don't know, maybe Mr. One of my brother, I don't want to mention his name. He sent his story to me when he news broke out that Victor Boniface on the verge of joining AC Milan. My reply was that I pray he didn't pass his medical. That was my reply. He said, not true. Because I knew that, the Italian hospital, if their healthcare system is very thorough, they are one of the best in the world. So that's why I was surprised when they were really ravaged by COVID. I knew that they have a very good healthcare system. So the medical is very thorough. So we check everything. So unfortunately, they checked that and they realized that they will not continue. When they were checking and rechecking, and they had to call their somebody on leave to come and check again, that there's something that they're not really sure of. I knew that they really want to actually put plug on the deal. They do want to actually continue on that. It made me feel sad because it's a guy that's been going through a lot. This year alone, there's a field move to Saudi Arabia, and also he didn't have the best of season. Towards the end of season, he didn't have the best of season, and also this field move to AC Milan is really, really bad, in my opinion. So, it's just to talk to him about, make sure he's mentally sound. It made me feel sad because, no matter how you criticize Victor Boniface, but when Nigeria, is struggling at this moment, the player will need our support. And that's the most important thing for now.
Yeah, player needs our support. And speaking of support that the player potentially needs, support is not what he got from most Nigerians on social media and on traditional media as well. It's very interesting how a lot of Nigerians make false equivalencies, I must say. We've seen it in the past with people like Iwobi. If Iwobi has a game that people are not pleased with, they'll start talking about it's because he's doing dada. And you'll be wondering how did this dada affect the game that he's playing? And now Victor Boniface, his move to Milan was called off because of concerns that they have with his knee. And then people on social media say, he's too available. He's always playing on TikTok. He's always in the comment section on Instagram. And I'm thinking to myself that AC Milan called him for medical. Then they said, this guy is good though, but he was on TikTok yesterday, so we're not going to. Is that what happened? Or they say, no, we saw his comment on IoT's page, so we're not going to sign him. I was like, why is that what is being discussed now? People started making it seem as if it was his fault, as if it was something that he did wrong. Now, if a player does something wrong, I'm all for calling the person out and saying that they should do better. But when it's something medical, it's a different case if maybe they said he was overweight. Then you can say, okay, that one now you're supposed to take care of your body better.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different thing if they said he's not fit enough, or oh, he's smoking, or he's something crazy. You will say, okay, that's his fault. But it was an issue that he has had with his knee from repeated surgeries and different injuries that he has had. If only he could just do almighty healing, that all those things would just completely vanish. But that's not the case. That's
Mm-hmm.
not the case. And the reaction from Nigerians on social media, from people in the media, even some people that are quote unquote journalists, I was very shocked and displeased by it. Just because we need to support our own a lot more. We need to support our own a lot more. And again, I know that a lot of people are not happy with Boniface's performances with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I know that. But we should learn how to distinguish one situation from the other. Him not scoring for Nigeria has nothing to do with him not making a move to Milan. Him not making a move to Milan has nothing to do with the fact that he streams on Twitch or that he plays on social media. It was a medical issue that Milan could not get past. Another club might see the knee and say, you know what, we'll manage the knee like that, we'll take it. Everything is different. We've seen it pass. Samu, the Spanish Nigerian guy, he did not pass medicals for Chelsea, but he passed medicals for Porto, and he went to Porto, and things have gone quite good for him since he's in there. So every team is just different. The same Chelsea signed Romeo Lavia that cannot stay fit for more than 3 matches at a time. So it's football. Certain clubs might see something there and say they will take their chance. They might see something and say they don't want to take a chance. Probably AC Milan looking at it that if this guy gets injured, we might not have any replacement for him. So let's buy somebody that can be more stable and we can know that we'll be there for sure. I also saw in the news that Arokodari's people are trying to put him in the picture to try to get him to Milan. Not that the Boniface deal did not work. Everybody they hustle. But I just felt like Nigerians could have been more caring and just more supportive of Victor Boniface in the time, rather than trying to pile on him when things already did not go in the direction that he wanted it to go. And from certain people on platforms on social media, if you are going to have one standard for one player, I think you should have the standard for all players. I just don't think that there should be room for, if Smithlai does something or Smithlai is going through a tough time, you come online and you say, oh, everybody supports Smithlai. Let's wish Smithlai all the best. Let's think about Smithlai's mental health. Oh, Smithlai needs our support. Then if something happens to IoT, you say, well, IoT should have known. IoT should have done better. IoT needs to help himself first. IoT needs to do that. I think it is a little bit hypocritical. We should try not to be two-faced. Yes, we're humans, so we can be like that sometimes. But when it's so blatant, I think that it's a bit of a problem. And it's just not good. It's just not nice. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this whole issue. Let's support this guy. This is a tough time for him. He's been through a lot, like you said. His journey in football has been tough for him to get to where he is so far. And as unserious as a lot of people think the Boniface is, as much as people are criticizing him, I say this: 99%, 99% of Nigerian footballers are praying to God right now to just be able to get to the stage that Victor Boniface is at. 99% of Nigerian players. We get all enamored and excited about the big names, and we know Victor Osimhen, he will be. Look, man, most of our players have not smelt even Belgium, not to talk of going to Germany and winning a league title and being one of the best players on the team and getting to a Europa League final. 99% of players are dreaming that if only I can do that. I'm sure they will even sacrifice their ACL if God can guarantee them that. And a player that is doing that, because things are not going well for him at the moment, we now want to take it upon ourselves as a time and as an opportunity to just bash him and bring him down. I think it is quite unfair. I think so. I think we can do better. Smigla, over to you, your thoughts.
Yes, no, IoT. One thing they have to know is that life is not even fair. So if you think that you want to get love from everybody, I don't think that, I think you are being delusional. Nobody, just everybody will like you. And as a public figure, people can make comments about you. It's left for you to know how to handle it. Messi, one of the greatest players to ever kicked the ball, this football in the world. He was very unpopular. People rained curses on Lionel Messi. Even when he was crying, people made caricature cartoon look when he was crying during the Copa America disaster against Chile.
Yeah.
People abused him. So life is not fair. So if you want to go at everybody that talks about you, you run mad. See, let me tell you something. This YouTube, I only have like 7,800 people. The abuse I get, I wake up like this. The abuse I get on a daily basis, would I want to go after them, all of them? I'll just say thanks for watching. My brother, God bless you. Thanks for watching. Life is not fair. He needs to know that. IoT, I've seen your comment that people will come after you and blast you. What would you say? Sometimes you engage with them, leave them. Because sometimes they don't even want your time. So, in my own opinion, if he's looking for where to get love, he should look forward. Though. Life is not fair. Life is not fair. So, if you say you want to, for me now, I have a favorite player. He's Super Eagle. And if you say I should like one person and the other one, the only person I would like is if you are doing well for Super Eagles. He's not doing well for Super Eagles. So, he cannot say we should love him for not doing well. No. If you want to end the love, you must, just like Wabali, he saves penalty, even no matter the mistake he made, they don't get money for bank in Nigeria. So, IoT, life is not fair. If he's looking for love, Nigeria will not give him love. He should go to Saudi Arabia for love. I'm just saying that, but on a lighter note. So, I just think that's why I'm trying to look at it different way. That some people, they don't care about it. So people that don't care about you, will you care about them? So just chill. That's it. And if you care about them, abuse them too. They will abuse you. Then it's go with it for that. That is my attitude.
Okay. Someone asked a question in the environment. He said, but do we agree that he can do better with handling his communication on the net? Specifically the Fabrizio case and the Instagram story that prompted it. And I'll say thank you for that question, because this is something that I've spoken about in the past and I will speak about again. I 100% agree that he should have done better with his communication there. While I am not particularly on Smithlai's side in this conversation, I do think that when you are in the public eye, when you are a public figure, you have to be careful with what you put out on the internet, because people are going to pick everything that you say and read meaning into it. If you just post a picture of a black screen, some people will start asking, is he angry at his club? Is he upset? Is he depressed? Did something happen? So you have to be careful with what you put out there. And being reactionary sometimes does you more harm than good. It does you more harm than good. So that one, I think, he also needs to recognize the fact that, yes, you have Victor Boniface, so you're from, you started from Ibadan, or Akure, sorry, from Akure. And now you are
Akure.
Yeah, Akure, and now you're a global star.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that it's not only people in Akure that are reading your messages now. It's not only people in Nigeria that are reading your posts. It's the international world. You've also been the subject of an international transfer that was being reported by the most popular transfer journalist in the world. And the deal did not happen, which is not something that happens that often, that the deal gets cancelled because of a medical issue. So a lot of people are paying attention to you. When you put out a statement, yes, I know he was speaking pidgin, and in his mind, he would have probably thought Nigerians will know what he's saying. But you have to realize it's not just the Nigerians that are watching. The Nigerians are watching, the Germans are watching, the Italians are watching, and probably a lot of people from the rest of the world are watching as well. So that was a bit careless from him, because immediately Fabrizio misinterpreted what he meant, and then he now took a screenshot of his conversation with Fabrizio and posted it on social media, thinking that was going to solve and try to clear the air. But that only created more stories and more people just saying, hey, look at him. Why is he leaking his chats with Fabrizio? And it's just something that I should be more careful about. Again, this part of the reason why I encourage people to have somebody like me on their team that can help them with their branding and with their PR and things like that. Because if that's a player that I work with and the player wants to say something, or even if they say something, I'll immediately tell them, don't say it like this. If you want to say something, if you must say, this is how you should say it. Or in this specific situation, just leave it alone. Let it die out because people are going to talk regardless of what happens. So I do think that he could and should have done better in that specific situation. I 100% think so. But I'm sure that he has learned his lesson now. I chatted with him yesterday. I chatted with him briefly again today. You know, I'm sure that he has understood why he should not have reacted the way he reacted. Of course, he immediately took down the posts, everything. But even if you post something for 3 seconds, people have screenshotted it. People have captured it. You cannot wipe it off the internet. So you have to be very intentional about what you put out because everybody is paying attention to every little thing that you do. And with your Boniface, I know you want to just be this Nigerian boy from Akure that is living life and enjoying himself. But you are not just that guy. That's the reality. You are not just that guy from Akure. You are now an international football player and you have eyes on you. Whether you like it or you do not like it, you have millions of eyes on you. So please be intentional. But from me, I'm hoping that everything gets resolved for him. I'm hoping that he's able to land on his feet. Life works in different ways. Everybody's running a different race. Everybody's path to the top is different. Everybody's journey is going to take a different path. But at the end of the day, as long as you lock in, you stay focused. Like he said, if you're looking for love, look forward. You have your family,
church,
you have your close associates.
or anywhere.
Look at the people that really, really care about you. Because last, in this football world, it's fickle. They love you today because of what you are giving them. Once you stop giving it to them, they move on to somebody else. That is the football world, man. Football fans, they be like Ashewo. I always talk with that. So that's something that Victor Boniface should just know. Smilai, any final word from you on this Boniface?
No, you should take it easy. And sometimes your friend today can be your enemy tomorrow. That's how life works. And so your enemy today can be your friend tomorrow because he came to say some unprintable words against somebody on the show yesterday, which I think that is over the board. Honestly, so I think that your story, you did this thing for that. I know that it's a mess that from that disappointment and everything, but somebody recorded that conversation.
Somebody
already sent got a screenshot of everything. Will you change that this is not you again? You should think deeply before you put out any information, like you rightly said. See, I don't know why people, there's one adage in my hand. It said that what you are looking for in Chokoto is in your Chokoto. Chokoto means your trouser. Somebody is chatting you, checking on you a day, yesterday, today. Hand over your social media to your team. He will do a very good job if you are listening to me, honestly. Boniface needs to stop using his social media, honestly. Just give you instructions of what to actually want to post. Let me tell you something, There's something called the rush of blood. You will I've done several times. I'll put that information, don't put, I'll just say 10 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. That is it. It's called rush of blood. Your best friend is your phone. You want to express your anger. You want to post about a relationship. It's your phone. Your phone is your best friend. This social media world now. Why can't you just ask somebody to handle it? Because you're in a sensitive position. A child born in a glass house must not throw his donor. That is it.
All right, that is it. All the best, Victor Boniface. I'm sure I'll still be in touch with him sometime in the next few days or thereabouts. Okay. We have a comment here, a question from SK9249VHY. It says, Osime, Durosimi, Uche, Lukman, Boniface. Would you agree that the last two transfer windows have been monumental failures for Nigerian football? Smidlai, would you agree with that? Monumental failure?
100%. 100%. How many moves after what happened? Last year and this year. The two moves that we just celebrate this season, I moved to Turkey. So that's been failure. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It has been failure. Most of our players disappointed. Gift over went to Lyon, was celebrating, but Horrible. So for me, I think it's really a failure.
Viral moments says the more he responds, the louder the hate. He should silence them with a golden video. And that's something that I would imagine that Victor Boniface should know, because Victor Boniface himself is a troll on social media. So he himself should know how trolls work. Once people are trolling you and they see that it is getting to you, they just only want to troll you harder, because they know that he's paining this guy. So make a pile on it to keep paining him. And another thing is that for people on social media, at least most of the time, people on social media, just the fact that you responded is enough for them. They don't actually care whether you leave or you don't leave or something good happens or not. Just you responded, they are happy. They will keep on talking just so that you can keep replying and so that they can keep getting to you and they'll feel good about the fact that this guy they vex and this guy they replied them. So I think that comment is very true. The more you respond, the more they hate. Just score goals, man. Do your thing. Get back on track, and they will have no choice but to acknowledge what you're doing.
Sorry, I see. Imagine Boniface scoring the winning goal in Bloemfontein
against South Africa.
Yes. What do you think will happen? All the insult of him not doing well for Nigeria will go down the drain. That is it. A winning goal in Bloemfontein is bigger. It's bigger than you scoring a friendly game. It's bigger.
Yeah.
So it should focus more on that than replying people on social media. So I'm sorry, so Shebi Dede Ali would know his condition. Before he went to Como, was it Como? He always said that I want to go to World Cup 2026. That's what he always say on his head. So at least somebody, he should just ignore those side talk. Focus on the go ahead. That is it. If you think I can be done like Victor Osimhen, it's not possible. You need to earn it. You can't earn it by applying comment, every comment on social media. That's my take.
Yes, so someone said hire IoT. No, be only Boniface. Any Nigerian player, if you need help with your social media or you need help putting out statements or just to know how to utilize it better, feel free to reach out to me for a very, very reasonable fee. I can get the job done. I've done this for many Nigerian players. And I think a lot of Nigerian players sometimes fear that this person is going to be reading my DMs or this person is not going to allow me to have control of my social media. Again, the person is there to manage, not to run it and take over for you. It's like having a manager as a musician or as an actor or whatever. The manager is not going to act for you. The manager is not going to sing for you, but they are there to organize everything around you so that it makes more sense. And if you don't want somebody in your DMs, the person is not going to read your DMs. And that's why at the end of the day, you sign a non-disclosure agreement so that even if they read your DMs or anything they see there, they don't fit talk them outside. They talk them outside, you carry them, go court, you drain their bank accounts. So there's many ways to get around all these things. Nigerian players, 2025, we need to be more professional about these things. We need to be more professional. Do the right thing, especially if you are a relatively big player with the resources. Get the right people around you. It cannot just be your agent that probably doesn't even know what's really happening in your personal life and in your private life and all those things, because a lot of people just have their agents and then there's a bunch of their friends. And those friends can never say something because those ones, then they sleep for your house. Now they send them money. So, they don't really feel like they have a voice. Again, I hate to throw back to Victor Osimhen's rant on social media. But remember that time when he was even ranting, the people that were trying to talk to him, see the way he was talking back to you can tell that in his eyes, he can't be like, say, who be these ones where they tell me, man, I don't do this thing. So you need to get people that you can actually listen to and that are not scared of talking to you and telling you when they think you're doing something wrong. And you find a trustworthy person and everything will work great. I've managed over 10 different social media accounts for different players, and not one can ever come and say, oh, I did something wrong, or I used their social media in the wrong way, or they did not trust me because they know that I'm looking out for them. It's in their best interest, and the proof is in the pudding. You can see the growth, you can see the professionalism in everything that they put out and everything that they do. Enough of plugging myself. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Let us move forward. Another reminder to like the video. Please hit the like button.